You know something? It's not how much water you drink that makes you wake up at night. It's when you drink it that really matters. Just one glass of water at 7 p.m. Sounds harmless, right? But that little habit could be the reason you're wide awake at 2 in the morning. Cold feet, cold body, and no way to fall back asleep. After 60, your body becomes more sensitive than you might realize. Your kidneys slow down. Your bladder gets weaker. And sleep, that used to come as gently as a summer breeze, now gets interrupted by things that seem so small. I know this because I've seen it again and again with my patients. One woman, Louise, she's 72, once shared with me, "Doctor, I don't drink that much water. Why am I still waking up in the middle of the night?" So I asked her one simple question. What time do you usually drink it? And that answer, something most people would brush off, turned out to be the key. Louise started drinking more water in the morning and completely stopped after 6 p.m. Just 3 nights later, she slept straight through until morning. "It felt like I got back a part of myself I thought was gone," she told me, her eyes full of quiet relief. Now, I'm not sharing this to make you change everything overnight. I'm just inviting you to pause for a moment and ask yourself, have I really been listening to my body? Because sometimes your body doesn't need less water. It just needs it at a better time. And in today's video, I'm going to walk you through 5 golden time windows to drink water so your body can gently cleanse during the day and rest quietly at night. Toward the end, I'll also share 3 soothing drinks. No sugar, no bloating, and especially good for folks over 60. Stick around until the very last minute and try it out for just 3 days. Who knows? You might get your first deep, uninterrupted night's sleep in years. Here are the 5 golden time windows to drink water wisely for better digestion, circulation, and deeper sleep after 60. Golden time number 1, 6:30 to 7 o'clock a.m., a gentle start for your body. Let me tell you about a very special moment, the very first moment of your day. You see, early in the morning, somewhere between 6:30 and 7 o'clock a.m., your body is just coming out of a long overnight journey. Whether your sleep was deep or restless, your body has been quietly working through the night, restoring itself, detoxifying and resetting energy. And after 6 to 8 hours without any fluid, have you ever noticed? Your body is like a garden, thirsty and waiting. Your blood is a little thicker. Your blood pressure may be slightly lower. Your body temperature is still low. And your kidneys, they're quietly waiting for a signal. It's time to begin again. This is your first golden window to reawaken your body with water, but not just any water. Start your morning with a warm glass of water, around 150 to 200 milliliters. Sip it slowly, no rush. Avoid cold water. Avoid gulping a full glass too fast. I once had a patient named Henry, 68 years old. He was a quiet man, loved gardening, lived at his own pace. He told me, "I never drank anything when I woke up. I just waited until I felt thirsty. But the older I got, the more sluggish I felt in the morning, like an engine that hadn't been turned on yet." I gave him one small suggestion. Each morning, just as the sun rises, give your body a glass of warm water, nothing else. Just water, like you're watering your own soil. He smiled and gave it a try. A week later, he came back and said, "Doctor, I didn't expect this. I felt more awake just minutes after drinking. It's like every cell in me slowly started coming alive." That's the magic of drinking water at the right time. Because at this hour, water doesn't just soothe your throat or quench thirst. It activates your circulation, gently thins the blood, boosts blood flow, and signals the kidneys to start filtering early in the day, rather than waiting until noon, which many people don't even realize is happening. And for older adults, that makes a huge difference. It reduces water retention in the afternoon and evening, which means you're less likely to wake up at night needing the bathroom. If you want to go one step further, you can add a few drops of fresh lemon juice or a thin slice of ginger to your warm water. Not for flavor, but to support digestion, encourage healthy bowel movement, and gently wake up your inner systems. Lemon has vitamin C and mild alkalinity that helps your liver and kidneys detox more efficiently. Ginger is warming and comforting, especially helpful if you tend to get cold easily, have a slow gut, or mild constipation in the morning. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but I'm not even thirsty in the morning. And that's a fair point. But thirst is just a feeling. Dehydration is a fact. As we age, our sense of thirst naturally dulls. But the needs of your cells remain the same. They still need water to do their job. They still need that gentle flow to function smoothly. So don't wait until you feel thirsty. Drink your warm water as a morning ritual. Calm, steady, and intentional. You might not feel the difference on the first day, but if you keep doing this for 5 to 7 days, you'll start to notice. You feel more alert in the morning. That heavy, sluggish feeling after breakfast fades, and your sleep at night becomes quieter. Just one small habit, a warm glass of water between 6:30 and 7 o'clock a.m., can help restore something you may have forgotten, the peaceful feeling of sleeping through the night. This habit doesn't cost a thing. It's not complicated. You don't need a prescription. All it takes is awareness and patience. Because your body, no matter how many seasons it's lived through, still knows how to recover. As long as you give it the chance at the right moment. And sometimes, that healing begins with nothing more than a sip of warm water, just as the morning sun begins to rise. Golden time number 2. Before lunch, 11:30 a.m., 12 p.m., a warm glass of water and the gentle voice of your digestion. I want you to picture a quiet midday. The sun has started to soften, your body's been moving for a few hours, and now it's gently beginning to feel a bit tired. You're about to have your main meal, lunch. Maybe it's a plate of steamed vegetables, a few slices of grilled fish, or just your favorite bowl of soup. But let me ask you something. Has your body truly been prepared to receive that meal? Most people think preparing for lunch simply means making the food. But in truth, your body also needs a moment of guidance, a gentle nudge to get ready to digest. And one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to do that? Drink a small glass of warm water, about 100 to 150 ml, 20 to 30 minutes before you eat. Now, I know it might sound too small to make a difference, but hear me out. When you drink water during this golden window, between 11:30 and noon, you're gently waking up your digestive system, like knocking softly on the kitchen door to let it know a guest is coming. I once had a patient, Eleanor, 66 years old. She used to feel bloated almost every day after lunch. She tried switching meals, even herbal teas, but nothing helped. So I suggested just one thing. Eleanor, try drinking a warm glass of water half an hour before lunch. Don't drink during the meal. Don't drink right after. Give your stomach time to prepare. She followed the advice. 1 week later, she called me and said, "Doctor, I can't believe it. Just one little glass of water made eating so much more comfortable." Why did it work? Because warm water at this time does more than just hydrate. It moistens the stomach lining, encourages the right amount of stomach acid at the right time, and helps the kidneys filter gently without overload. After 60, the body tends to produce less digestive fluid. Yet it's also more easily irritated by too much acid, especially if you eat too fast or too much. A small, warm glass of water before your meal acts like a chef adding just the right pinch of salt to the broth. Not too much, but enough to bring balance. And if you want to add a little pleasant aroma to your water, try dropping in a thin apple slice or a few strands of dried cinnamon. Apple is naturally soothing and full of antioxidants that calm the stomach and intestines. Cinnamon, in both traditional and modern medicine, is known to reduce light inflammation in the digestive tract and help with slow digestion, which is common as we age. One elderly gentleman once told me, "Every time I sip warm water with a slice of apple, I feel like I'm being invited to a gentle autumn lunch, warm, quiet, and full of grace." And I think that's a beautiful image worth keeping. What I really want you to take from this is simple. Don't wait for your body to cry out before you care for it. Be proactive. Be kind to it in advance. One small glass of water, not too much to feel full, not enough to dilute your digestive juices, can quietly set off a chain reaction that helps everything move smoothly, from your stomach to your liver to your kidneys. And what might you feel after trying this? You'll feel full but not overstuffed. No more bloating. No drowsiness right after the meal. And most importantly, your body won't be holding on to excess fluids later in the day, which is one of the major causes of nighttime urination in older adults. Your body doesn't need anything overly new or complicated. It just needs you to return to what's simple, at the right time, in the right way. And sometimes, just one warm glass of water right before lunch is enough to remind you, I can still live gently, one day at a time, in a body that understands me and is finally being understood. Golden time number 3. Mid-afternoon, 3 o'clock. 4 o'clock p.m. When your legs speak, your body is asking for attention. Have you ever noticed that sometime in the middle of the afternoon, your legs start to feel heavy? Your shoes feel a bit tighter. Your socks leave deep marks around your ankles. And there's this quiet fatigue, not exhaustion, but a kind of dull weight that starts from your calves and slowly creeps upward. If you felt that, I want you to know, your body isn't tired. It's trying to do something that age has made harder. Flush out excess water from your tissues. Between 3 and 4 p.m., your circulation, especially in your lower body, starts to slow down. It's even more noticeable if you've been sitting for hours after lunch or haven't moved much throughout the day. I've met many patients, especially women over 60, who tell me their legs feel puffy or swollen by the end of the day. One of them, Margaret, 67, once told me, "Doctor, I don't eat salty food. I don't even drink that much water. But every afternoon, my legs feel like they're filled with lead." I asked her one simple thing. "Do you drink any water in the mid-afternoon?" And like many others, she shook her head. "I avoid it. I don't want to be up all night running to the bathroom." That's a common misunderstanding. But it's also one of the reasons water retention becomes worse with age. Your body doesn't need less water. It needs water at the right time. And 3 p.m., that's one of those golden windows hardly anyone talks about. At this hour, if you give your body a small glass of warm water, about 150 ml, and take just a few gentle steps, you're supporting something essential. You're helping your body process leftover fluids from lunch, improving circulation, and preventing water from pooling in your legs. As we age, our lymphatic system and peripheral circulation slow down. That means fluids take longer to return to the heart to be filtered and released. And what happens next? Your kidneys get overloaded in the evening and nighttime, the exact hours when you're supposed to be resting. But if you gently step in at 3 p.m. with just 1 cup of warm water, you're giving your kidneys a head start. You're asking them to do their job while the sun is still up, instead of waiting until 1 or 2 in the morning to catch up. A glass of warm water, not cold, helps thin your blood just enough to encourage circulation, pushing it all the way down to your legs. And if you pair it with just 5 to 10 minutes of light movement, walking around the house, watering your plants, folding laundry, or simply standing and stretching, you're activating something called the calf muscle pump, a built-in mechanism that pushes blood and lymph fluid back up to the heart. Your body will thank you in the quietest ways. Less leg heaviness, shoes fit more comfortably, and by evening your bladder might just let you sleep in peace. I remember a man named Robert, 71. He used to avoid going out in the evenings because his ankles would swell badly by the end of the day. He worried it was heart trouble, but all his tests came back normal. Still, he felt lost, unsure of what to do. I gave him a simple routine. Each day, around 3 p.m., drink a small glass of warm water, then walk slowly in your garden for about 10 minutes. No rush, just be consistent. 3 weeks later, he came back smiling. "Doctor, I never thought my legs could feel this light again. I'm sleeping better too. It feels like my kidneys aren't working overtime at night anymore." See what I mean? Just one small change, at the right moment, can lead to a big improvement. And I want you to try it. No need for fancy equipment, no pills, just a warm glass of water between 3 and 4 p.m. and a few mindful steps. It's like you're helping your body close the books on the day's fluids so you don't carry them into the night. Like tidying up your room before you turn off the light. So if your legs have ever felt tired for no clear reason, if you've chalked it up to just getting older and silently accepted it, I invite you to reconsider. Your body isn't complaining. It's whispering, "I need a little help right now." And you can give it, with patience, with warmth, with a few steps in the sunlight, because you deserve an easier evening, and a night of sleep that isn't broken by something that could have been eased hours earlier. Golden time number 4. Before light activity, around 5 o'clock p.m. A sip of water before you move your heart and your feet. You know, there's a certain time of day I like to call the body's turning hour. The morning rush is behind you. The quiet of evening hasn't arrived yet. It's that soft, golden hour, around 5 p.m., when the sunlight leans sideways, the air cools slightly, and we often feel the urge to move just a little. Maybe it's a short walk around the yard. Maybe you're watering your plants, stretching your arms, or tidying up the kitchen after lunch. And in those little moments, have you ever felt this? A bit of tightness in your knees? A light tingling in your calves? Or after just 10 minutes of movement, suddenly feeling tired, your heart racing a little, maybe even a touch dizzy? I used to think that it was just part of aging, until I realized there's a simple but often overlooked reason: not drinking enough water before moving. Even for light activity, just a few minutes, your body needs to be gently prepared. The heart needs to pump steadily, your muscles need softening, and your circulation needs a little help, a bit of water, to get moving smoothly. That's why, before you begin any activity around 5 p.m., it helps to drink half a glass of warm water, about 100 mL. And I say warm water, not cold, because at this time of day, especially for older adults, cold water can shock the system, constrict blood vessels, startle the heart, and irritate a digestive system that's already slowing down. Warm water is different. It enters the body like a whisper, gentle, not jarring. It helps warm the muscles, loosen the joints, reduce the chance of cramping, and, most importantly, it encourages natural sweating without causing dehydration. I remember a lovely lady named Rose, 74 years old. She spent 20 minutes every afternoon in her backyard garden. She loved her plants, but she always complained of a sore back, tired legs, and dizziness afterward. I asked her, "Do you drink anything before gardening?" She laughed and said, "No, doctor. I save my drink for after I'm done. It feels cooler that way." We made one small change. Just half a glass of warm water, 15 minutes before gardening. 2 weeks later, she came back and said, "I don't know why, but I feel younger. I finish my gardening without the fatigue. I even stand longer without back pain." I smiled, because I knew it was real. Water isn't just something you take after losing energy. It's something you give yourself before you begin. Especially if you sweat easily or live in a hot climate, you can add a few drops of diluted coconut water or a pinch of sea salt to your warm water. Not for taste, but to gently balance your electrolytes, supporting your nervous system and heart during activity. I once read a study that said mild electrolyte imbalance in older adults can lead to unexplained dizziness, fatigue, and loss of balance, especially in the late afternoon. And the best part? It can often be prevented with one small gesture before you move your body. You see, just one glass of warm water before light movement can help you move more freely, reduce leg fatigue or that heavy feeling, and most importantly, Lessen the burden on your kidneys later in the evening, since excess fluids are released naturally through sweat. If you often wake up in the middle of the night to pee, consider this. You might be missing an important afternoon detox moment when your body needed a signal to flush water out before nightfall. And the fix doesn't require medicine. No complicated routine, just a well-timed sip of water taken the right way. Some might ask, what if I've already had an early dinner? Is it still okay to drink? The answer is yes, as long as you stop before 6 o'clock p.m. and don't drink too much after eating. Then half a cup of warm water before movement won't disrupt digestion. In fact, it can help prevent nighttime leg cramps. It's like oiling a quiet old machine before starting it up. Not too much, just enough to let everything run smoothly. So next time you're about to take a short walk, water the porch plants or fold a few shirts before dinner. Pause. Sip half a glass of warm water and feel how your body responds, not by working harder, but by moving with quiet ease, just like the gentle rhythm of life you're learning to embrace. Golden time number 5. Stop drinking. After 6 o'clock p.m., when silence becomes a gift to your sleep. I want you to picture this moment with me. The sky is getting dark. The kitchen is quiet. The day is winding down, and you're getting ready for the most important part of your health routine, a good night's sleep. But sometimes, just one small thing, something as simple as a glass of water after 6 p.m., can turn that peaceful night upside down. It sounds harmless, doesn't it? Just one glass of water in the evening? But for many people over 60, that's the exact reason they're waking up at 1 or 2 in the morning. Cold feet, lightheadedness, heart beating uncomfortably, all because the bladder couldn't hold on any longer. Have you ever experienced that? You're just beginning to drift into deep sleep, and then that quiet, nagging signal from within wakes you up. Not painful, not urgent, but just strong enough to pull you out of your warm bed, to wander through the dark, and spend the next hour trying to fall back asleep, if you're lucky. I've heard this story so many times. People say, I avoid drinking all day just to stop the nighttime bathroom trips. But then, because they feel thirsty, they drink more in the evening, and that only makes things worse. After 60, our kidneys slow down. The bladder becomes more sensitive, and our levels of a hormone called vasopressin, the one that helps reduce urine production at night, naturally decrease. Which means, if you drink water late in the day, your body doesn't have time to process it before sleep. The water doesn't just disappear, Bo. It stays. And while you're trying to rest, your kidneys are still working. Your bladder is filling. And so, you wake up. I had a patient named Joseph, 73 years old. He was puzzled. He said, Doctor, I don't even drink that much water, but I still wake up 2 or 3 times a night. I asked him, what time do you usually drink? He said, around 7 p.m., just 1 glass, while I watch the news. I gave him one simple change. Stop drinking after 6 o'clock p.m. The following week he called and said, for the first time in years, I slept 6 hours straight. Now, I'm not saying you should avoid liquids altogether. If you need to take medication, just sip a little warm water. 20 to 30 milliliters is enough. No full glass. Absolutely avoid cold water, soda, tea, coffee, or anything sugary or caffeinated. They may seem light, but they can irritate your stomach, restart digestion, and trigger bladder activity, exactly when your body is trying to shut down and rest. Even water, something so essential, can become disruptive if it enters your body at the wrong time. I know you care about your health. You want to stay hydrated. You worry about dry skin, weak kidneys, fatigue, and that's valid. But only if you hydrate during the right hours of the day. By drinking steadily from morning to mid-afternoon, your body gets what it needs and has enough time to process it before night falls. The beauty is, you don't need to make a drastic change. You just need to make a choice. After 6 o'clock p.m., pause. Pause. To give your kidneys a break. Pause. so your bladder won't interrupt your rest. Pause, so your sleep can finally be whole again. You deserve that. Because sleep isn't just rest, it's healing. It's when your brain clears out clutter, your body restores itself. Memories are sealed, and joy for tomorrow begins to grow. And what kicks all of that off? A simple decision. No more water after 6 p.m. Your body has worked hard for you your entire life. Now it's your turn to let it rest. Not with sleeping pills, but with patience, with mindfulness, and with one small, loving habit. And maybe you've noticed this too. As we age, even little things seem to matter more. A cold drink in the morning sends a chill through your bones. A strong cup of tea at night speeds up your heart. And sometimes even a healthy drink feels too harsh on your stomach, or keeps your bladder working all night. I understand that feeling. Because after 60, the body doesn't shout anymore. It whispers through small signs. Trouble digesting, restless sleep, leg cramps, that vague sense of fatigue you can't quite explain. And after working with so many older adults, I've learned something. Not every type of water is right for your body anymore. You don't need fancy drinks. You don't need miracle detoxes. You just need water that's gentle, kind to your body, respectful of its rhythm. Water that doesn't force you, but flows with you. And that's the kind of water, and the kind of timing, that helps you rest, rebuild, and rise in the morning, feeling like yourself again. Today, I want to share with you 3 very simple drinks, easy to make, yet powerful companions for your health after 60. 1. Warm water, the simple comfort we often forget. People often ask me, "Doctor, what's so special about warm water? It doesn't even have vitamins." And I gently answer, exactly. Because it doesn't have anything extra, your body doesn't have to fight it. Warm water, around 98 to 104 degrees, 37 to 40 degrees, is close to your internal body temperature. That means it's absorbed faster. It won't constrict blood vessels, shock the gut, or chill your liver or kidneys. It's like a light blanket you pull over your body in the early morning, not too hot, not too cold, just enough to help your body feel safe. Drinking warm water in the morning helps wake up the digestive system, stimulate bowel movement, and gently thin the blood after a night's rest. In the afternoon, it helps the kidneys filter smoothly without strain. At night, just a few small sips, it calms the bladder and helps relax the nervous system. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your body is nothing extreme at all. Just offer it something familiar, gentle, and kind. 2. Fresh ginger water. Warmth from the earth. There's one drink I often recommend to older folks, especially those who get cold hands and feet, feel bloated in the morning, or have slow digestion. It's fresh ginger water. Ginger, this small root from the earth, contains natural compounds with mild anti-inflammatory effects. It warms the stomach, stimulates digestion, eases nausea and bloating, and improves circulation to the limbs. And it's easy to make. Just slice 2 to 3 thin pieces of fresh ginger. Drop them into a cup of warm water and let it sit for 3 to 5 minutes. Sip slowly. No boiling needed. No sugar added. I once had a patient named Alan, 70 years old, who had mild digestive issues. He always felt bloated in the morning and didn't want to eat. I suggested he try a cup of warm ginger water at 6:45 a.m., about 30 minutes before breakfast. After 5 days, he came back and said, "I don't feel heavy in my stomach anymore, and I feel more awake in the morning, like something inside me got gently switched on." Ginger, when used mindfully, doesn't just warm the belly, it warms the spirit too. 3. Diluted lemon water, no sugar. A gentle cleanse from within. The last drink I'd love for you to try is diluted lemon water. And I emphasize, no sugar. Lemon is rich in vitamin C and natural antioxidants. It supports the immune system, gently cleanses the liver and kidneys, and aids digestion, but only when used correctly. For older adults, concentrated lemon juice can be too acidic. It can irritate the stomach, wear down tooth enamel, and spike blood sugar if sweetened. So instead, just add a few drops, about 1/4 teaspoon, of fresh lemon juice into 200 ml of warm water. Drink it mid-morning or early afternoon to hydrate, refresh, and gently restore balance. I remember an older lady named Maria, 76 years old. Whenever she felt a bit off, she would pour herself a glass of warm water and squeeze in a few drops of lemon. She told me, "I don't drink it to fix anything. I drink it to remind myself that today I still get to take care of myself." And that stayed with me. Because yes, sometimes the simple act of drinking the right water at the right time is a way of telling yourself, you still deserve gentleness. You don't need complicated recipes. You don't need to force yourself to drink things that feel unnatural. Just these three. Warm water, to soothe fresh ginger, to warm diluted lemon, to cleanse gently. 3 drinks, 3 gentle states of being. 3 ways to love your body, in the simplest, kindest way. Let every glass you drink after 60 be not just about surviving, but about living well, fully, softly, with intention. Dear friend, after everything I've shared today, there's just one thing I want you to remember. It's not about drinking more water. It's about drinking at the right time. Your body, after 60, is like an old clock. It doesn't need to be wound too tight, just gently adjusted to keep time properly. And water, that thing we've known all our lives, might just be one of the quiet keys to better sleep, a lighter body, and a clearer mind every morning. Drink enough, but spread it out throughout the day. Sip slowly, never in a rush, and most importantly, stop drinking after 6 p.m. Because after that time, your body can't keep up. Your kidneys need rest. Your bladder needs peace. And you deserve to stay in deep sleep without being awakened by something so small, yet so disruptive. I'm not asking you to change everything. I'm simply inviting you to try, just for 3 days. Try starting your morning with a warm glass of water. Try a sip of ginger water before your evening walk. Try stopping water after 6 p.m. and see, do you sleep more peacefully? Does your bladder stop bothering you? Do you feel more refreshed the next morning? You might be surprised. Because sometimes the biggest changes don't come from big actions. They come from the tiniest habit, repeated, timed just right, and done with kindness toward yourself. If you found today's content helpful, share this video with someone you love, so they too can begin their journey of listening to their body through gentle, well-timed sips of water. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can keep walking together through more health advice that's simple, soothing, and deeply meaningful. Wishing you a peaceful evening and a night of uninterrupted sleep. See you in the next video.